Hello BTS lovers. Why did Jungkook suddenly disappear to the United States? And why did he leave without a word to Taehyung? Is there something darker behind the silence? Was it just work? Or was it heartbreak, betrayal, or even a hidden message that only ARMY can decode? The airport was quiet. Cameras were rolling. Fans were screaming. But Jungkook's face was unreadable. He was there, in person, walking through the departure gates of Incheon Airport. Yet his eyes told a different story. No Taehyung by his side. No shared smiles. No goodbye hug. Just emptiness in the space where a brother once stood. And ARMY noticed. Every second of that footage was dissected by millions across the globe. TikTok exploded. X, formerly Twitter, trended with hashtags like hashtag where is Taehyung, hashtag Jungkook left without goodbye, and more heartbreakingly, hashtag Taehyung is crying. What could have caused Jungkook, the golden magne, to slip away from Korea with such emotional detachment? Why did he go silent on Taehyung, his closest friend, his soulmate in BTS lore, and someone who once said, Jungkook is the only one who can read my silence? Now, the silence has become deafening. And the world is listening. The sudden departure that shocked ARMY worldwide when Jungkook boarded that international flight to Los Angeles. The entire fandom felt it. Not just because he was leaving the country, he had done that many times before, but because this time it felt wrong, different, hollow. Something was missing, and that something was Taehyung. Every member of BTS has taken trips abroad for music, business, or personal reasons. But it's the way it happened that's now under microscopic scrutiny. According to multiple airport sighting reports and flight manifests later confirmed by news outlets, Jungkook didn't notify any members personally. He left quietly. No statements. No Instagram stories. Not even a cryptic Weverse post. Just a ghost disappearing into the night sky over the Pacific. But what hurt ARMY most wasn't just the departure. It was what came next, Taehyung's silence, a smile that didn't reach the eyes. The Taehyung incident within 48 hours of Jungkook's departure. Taehyung appeared at a local fashion event in Seoul. Fans were relieved to see him in public, but that relief quickly turned to sorrow. He smiled, yes, but only on the surface. Every close-up told a different tale. Cameras caught it. The flicker of hurt. The pause between fake laughter. The way his fingers trembled when he reached for his phone, and then quickly put it away again, as if hoping for a message that never came. What could have happened between two souls so tightly bound that even fans believed they shared a telepathic connection? Was this the end of their legendary bond? Had Jungkook truly left without a single word? The questions spread like wildfire, clues hidden in their past posts. Was this building up all along? Internet detectives dove deep into their social media history. It started with a simple curiosity. When was the last time Jungkook and Taehyung interacted online? The answer chilled ARMY to the bone. And visible public interactions in over 3 weeks before the US trip. No joint live streams. No playful comments. Not even a like. A complete digital silence. For a duo once known for their inseparability, this absence spoke louder than words. Some pointed to a suspicious post from Taehyung just days before the departure. A black and white photo of the sky, captioned simply, "Some things disappear like clouds, but the pain stays like the wind." Fans were left breathless. Was he speaking about Jungkook? Was this heartbreak, theory spread, conflict, work, or something else entirely? Speculation grew. Was there a fight? Creative differences? A misunderstanding? Rumors of solo careers clashing? But nothing confirmed. Just whispers, shadows, and pain. And then something happened that shattered any illusions that everything was okay. Taehyung went live on Weverse. For just 6 minutes. He said nothing directly, but the music he played, a soft piano track titled Last Goodbye. And his eyes? Red rim. His voice, when he said, "Take care of each other, okay?" Cracked. The comment section exploded. Is this about Jungkook? Are you okay, Tae? Please talk to him. But no reply came. The US arrival. Jungkook's silence continues when Jungkook arrived in Los Angeles. Reporters tried to catch him at LAX. Jungkook, any message for your fans? Someone asked. He nodded slightly, smiled faintly but didn't speak. His mask covered half his face, but his eyes told a story of exhaustion. Was it just jet lag? Or was it guilt? No post. No update. No apology. Just rehearsals. Studio sessions. And silenced army cries. The global reaction that BTS couldn't ignore TikTok videos poured in from fans across the world. Reaction compilations. Edits of Taehyung's sad smile juxtaposed with Jungkook's quiet walk through the terminal. Slow-motion heartbreak, layered with captions like, "We thought they were forever, and this isn't the Jungkook we knew." One fan even said, "This hurts more than any breakup I've ever been through. Because they're real. This friendship was real." Another cried on livestream. Taehyung always stood by Jungkook. Who was there when Taehyung needed someone? The words pierced like knives. Was it avoidance? Or protection? As days passed, more theories emerged. Some fans argued that maybe Jungkook didn't say goodbye because it would have hurt too much. That he left quickly to avoid drama. That maybe he was trying to protect Taehyung from something. A painful secret? A personal struggle. After all, being in the spotlight constantly isn't easy. Maybe Jungkook is going through something he can't yet explain. Maybe Taehyung knew, and that's why he's sad. Not because he was betrayed, but because he understands too much. But if that's the case, why no message? No reassurance. The silence became the loudest scream. Part 1 ends here. To be continued, the story of Jungkook's unannounced departure and Taehyung's quiet heartbreak is far from over. As new footage surfaces, cryptic posts continue, and ARMY keeps the flame of curiosity and concern burning. The question still remains. Why did Jungkook leave without saying goodbye to the one person who always stayed by his side? Is this the beginning of something darker? Or is healing just hidden behind the clouds? Stay tuned for part 2 of the full 10,000-word expose that will dive deeper into Jungkook's reasons, Taehyung's possible response, exclusive quotes from insiders, and the emotional aftermath within the fandom. As the days turned into weeks, the silence between Jungkook and Taehyung no longer felt like a coincidence. It started to feel calculated, deliberate, painful, and the longer it stretched, the more the global ARMY began to wonder, was there a message that should have been sent, but never was? Taehyung wasn't just hurting, he was holding back something. His usual cheer, his signature smirk, the spark in his voice stirring lives. It was fading, replaced with something ARMY hadn't seen in a long time. Restraint, controlled sadness. The kind that comes when you've cried all night and still show up for the camera the next morning, inside the shadows of friendship. When distance feels like a goodbye, people forget that behind the stages, behind the flashing lights, behind the perfection we see on screen, these idols are still human. And like all humans, sometimes love breaks, sometimes friendships change, and sometimes silence says everything. Taehyung and Jungkook weren't just friends, they were seen as soulmates by fans. Their bond had survived years of training, fame, pressure, rumors, and even military separations. But what if, for the first time, something slipped through the cracks, and maybe, just maybe, it wasn't a fight? What if it was a fear? What if Jungkook left because he was afraid to face Taehyung with the truth? Behind the curtain, what industry insiders whispered, entertainment industry whispers are rarely trustworthy. But this time, multiple Korean insiders hinted that Jungkook's US trip wasn't just for a casual recording session. One particular source, who chose to remain anonymous, claimed he didn't just fly out for music. He needed space. And it wasn't planned far in advance. It was sudden, emotional. There was something he needed to escape from. Was that something linked to Taehyung? Nobody could say for certain. But when even the insiders were tiptoeing, the tension only grew. Rumors flew across fan forums that there may have been a disagreement. Not dramatic, not explosive, but enough to make both sides go quiet. And it wasn't just Taehyung and Jungkook who went silent. The official BTS social media accounts noticeably avoided any direct mention of Jungkook's departure or Taehyung's strange absence from his usual interactions. No warm "good luck, JK" message. No behind-the-scenes video.
No reunión teasers.
Nothing. For a group so closely knit, the absence of acknowledgement was louder than any words. The broken live. Taehyung's voice cracks the facade 4 days after Jungkook's arrival in LA. Taehyung went live again. IT wasn't scheduled. It wasn't planned. The screen flickered on in the middle of the night. He was sitting in his studio. The lights were dim.
No makeup.
Just his face, raw and unfiltered. He didn't smile. He didn't greet with his usual Annyeong army. Instead, he pressed play on a song with a slow, melancholic track. Lyrics. Even the brightest star can vanish into the night when it loses the reason to shine. And then he spoke, barely above a whisper. Some people leave without meaning to hurt you, but it hurts anyway. His eyes didn't look into the camera. They wandered off, as if searching for someone who wasn't there. I'm okay. Don't worry, he added, but he wasn't. Thousands of comments flooded in. Was this about Jungkook? Please talk to each other. Don't let this beautiful friendship fade away. But Taehyung ended the live without another word. Just like that. He vanished into the darkness. Just like Jungkook did. The US footage that made things worse while Taehyung mourned in silence. Cameras in the US caught Jungkook at an elite music studio in Hollywood Hills. Dressed in all black, wearing sunglasses even indoors, he looked tired. Distant, a producer, who later uploaded a now-deleted Instagram story, had captioned a photo with, "The man's going through it, but still making art." What was Jungkook going through? And why was Taehyung not a part of that healing? It was becoming clearer to ARMY that something major had cracked between them. And they were all caught in the aftershock. Jungkook's cryptic post. Sometimes you don't say goodbye because it's too hard finally. 5 days after his departure, Jungkook posted something. A black screen. Just text. Sometimes you don't say goodbye because it's too hard to explain why you're leaving.
No tab.
No location. No explanation. But ARMY didn't need one. They knew exactly who it was about. The comments poured in. Please reach out to Taehyung. Don't let silence ruin what you both built. He misses you. We can see it. And maybe Jungkook saw those comments too, but he didn't respond. The deeper pain, why this hurts ARMY so much because BTS isn't just a band. It's a lifeline, a source of strength, a place of hope. For millions, watching Taehyung and Jungkook love each other like brothers, like soulmates, gave them belief that pure connection still existed in this world. When that connection breaks, it's not just two men hurting. It's an entire family shattering. For the younger fans, it's their first time seeing this kind of distance. For a long-time ARMY, it's a flashback to other emotional moments in BTS history, moments that felt like the end, but weren't. But this time, it feels worse because it's quiet, and quiet can mean goodbye. The message that never came. Taehyung's waiting game sources close to the group revealed something heart-wrenching. Taehyung was waiting for a message. He had been checking his phone constantly. He had even asked staff if Jungkook had mentioned him before boarding the plane, but no message came. Not even a take care. Not even a see you soon. Just absence. And when you love someone that deeply, their absence isn't just physical. It echoes through your entire soul. ARMY's plea. Talk to each other before it's too late. The movement began with a single fan letter posted online. Dear Taehyung and Jungkook, please don't let silence win. You've both held each other through storms. Don't let one silent moment undo years of brotherhood. We believe in you. We believe in your bond. Please believe in it too. The letter went viral. Thousands reposted it. Artists drew illustrations of the two embracing. Poets wrote verses. Filmmakers made mini documentaries. Musicians composed songs. ARMY wasn't just reacting, they were begging, not for answers, but for